Welcome to another episode of Tuft Talk by Card-Monroe. I'm your co-host, Zach Monroe, along with my other co-host, Will Card, and the man putting it all together and making it sound good, Andrew Card. Will, how are you today, bud? How you feeling?
I'm great. I cannot complain.
Yeah?
Getting ready for this exciting episode.
Same.
Topics and covering some new faces for some people here that may not know CMC around the world.
This episode, we got a little international flavor.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little bit something different.
A little spice.
Yeah. A little fish and chips, if you know what I mean. So with that intro, Glen Sweeney, welcome to Tuft Talk.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, glad to have you.
Yeah, Glen, we're very excited to have you on this episode and just excited to give you a little bit, expose you to our U.S. customers may not know you, but I'm sure there's a lot of people around the world that may know you. Just give us a little bit of a background on yourself of how you got started in the industry, and then we will go from there.
Sure. How long we got?
As long as you got, buddy.
Well, let me tell you something. So, one thing you may not know, a lot of Americans, they love hearing the British accent. So, people may not hear what you're saying, but they're going to love to hear you talk. So, you just keep going. And
you can't do any wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect because you have a British accent.
Oh, good. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I can come over here and sell machines and just you don't have to listen to what I'm saying.
They just buy.
Let's
Yeah.
buy them.
Yeah.
There's our new sales incentive for the next year.
There you go.
Yeah. So, about me, when the age of 16, a career person said to me, "What do you want to be?" I said, "Well, I like taking things apart and building things." And then before I knew it, they introduced me to an engineering company, which happened to be Cobble, which is, hey, what your family's actually created in the first place. So there's a good story there. And I started off there as an engineer, doing the college, building the machines, then going into development of the machines, doing that, and then tech service. We travel installing these machines. So I started off with doing that. Did that for nearly 10 years. Then moved to a smaller company that was still specialised in tufting, but they were doing more of the old second-hand machines. And to be honest with you, I learned a lot with those guys because you're learning lots of different types of machines, and you're working on old machines that are not perfectly, built. Everything's not old and brand new. So you're learning all the harder bits of setting a machine and challenges you have to think outside the box when you're out there installing them. So learn a lot with those guys, sure. And that helped me from there going to work for a manufacturing carpet manufacturer who is a big customer of CMC's. And again, working with those guys, learning how machines run in a manufacturing environment, what they have to take, day-to-day breakdowns, needing support from the customer, learning the processes, which you've seen. I was your customer. You come and see me in the UK.
Yep.
That was my first business trip. Was over.
I remember that. Came with Jerry. Jerry was an amazing barbecue. Jerry, but he was an amazing guy, and I had such a good relationship with Jerry, and he and CMC supported me immensely. So that's kind of what built my relationship with CMC and what you guys offered. But I learned a lot there at that company, and then I had the opportunity to come and work for you guys.
Glen, let's tell us a little bit more about your background as far as, I know you have a family there in the UK. Just tell us a little bit about that and your family there.
Okay, so there's my wife, Katrina.
Saint
Katrina.
To put up with
she
Glen?
puts up a lot. Yeah. And I have my son, Archie, who's 8.
Okay.
And they're a very lucky dad, very lucky husband. Met Katrina where I used to work. We first started on the same day, and had our introduction into the company. And I never thought that we'd get married, start dating. It's just it's just how it's meant to
I
be.
never realized y'all started on the same day there.
Yeah. She quit the day after, but
some Glen guy was in my class.
She's like, these coworkers, I don't know about this.
I'm not sure about this guy here.
They're hiring
He keeps
him.
hitting me already.
Yeah.
They're hiring him. I'm not working.
I'm
here.
out. Well, your son, Archie, has one of the warmest countenance and spirits, always smiling. Love being around him. He's a footballer, as you say across the pond. Soccer, as we say here. I haven't seen him play a game yet, but I've been to practice. I've seen the skill level. It is high. So maybe I'll be watching the next Ronaldo or Messi.
So he's a pretty good footballer.
It'll be the Sweeney.
Yeah. He wants to be another Ronaldo. He does,
Well, he's good.
Got to set your goals high.
Yeah, literally.
He can't score. He can't score on me when I'm in the goal. Well, I mean, we've already set that because he has tried and he did not score. So my goalie skills are quite impressive.
Yeah, your goalie skills are very impressive.
And especially helps when he has a small goal and I took up the whole goal. But in all seriousness, Glenn, we're talking about, you had alluded to the CMC UK that started up. And, I think back to the whole progression of all that and the way that, we have a 38 country install base here at CMC. And we always knew that to be a better supplier to our global customer base, not forgetting our domestic base, but be a better supplier to our global customer base, that from a sales and service perspective, we needed to be a little bit more intentional with on the ground, boots on the ground support with our sales and service. And that may just be, like we have beer in India and Helen in China, or it could be a brick and mortar actual location. But, COVID kind of forced our hand to do some of this that we've been wanting to do for many years when, you had to have travel be restricted because of COVID.
Get special visas that took forever.
Yeah, and we had one customer that was Canadian, and he was allowed to go into a European country in a sew-off machine for us as a third-party contractor because he held a Canadian passport, but us Americans passports, we weren't allowed because COVID was worse here or something. I don't know. But anyway, so tell us what you were doing during that COVID time that led to
going to work for you guys.
Come. Yeah.
Well, worked, like I said, in manufacturing, customer of yours, and it was hit hard, like everyone was hit hard. It was just a challenging time for everybody, globally. And with that, they struggled, and I wanted a different opportunity as well. And just finding out that this was something you were looking at doing and would it be of interest? And then going, let's go with it. Let's try it.
Yeah. And you were actually, we were using you because we couldn't get our American technicians into Europe and other places. We're actually using you as a third-party contractor to install machines, doing a wonderful job. Yeah. And you were about to leave us for another position.
I was. Yeah.
And we couldn't let that happen. So, it was one of those, God provided you at the right place at the right time for us, being CMC. And we jumped on the opportunity to hire you full time. And like I've said multiple times, when you start CMC UK, it was the first international subsidiary of any sort that CMC's had. So we had a lot of learning to do, and it was really like an entrepreneurship for you.
I just kept swinging my eyes closed and I hit something. So
yeah. So it was a division of one for a little while. And we looked for a location and found a great spot to give you office space and warehousing space, and then you were able to quickly progress to building your team. So, what does your team look like now? Tell our audience.
So we started from one, being myself, and now we're at five.
Okay.
So and that's in a relatively short period of time.
It is.
And I know things are being very challenging out there, but one thing for sure has been the customers in UK really do appreciate that we have that person that's just in the UK that can not have to wait 5 hours for a response. That we are there,
dedicated resources,
and we've got the skill set, and we're there to work on them and support them. So that is a huge confidence boost for the customer.
And flesh that out a little bit, Glenn. break down for people listening just a little bit about, who the employees, not necessarily, you don't have to name names, but what are their roles so they understand that a little bit more.
So we have myself, who's the supporting lead for the team,
General manager.
yeah,
The boss man.
dog's body, and then we have basically like a office manager, Katrina, who's very good at making sure that where are we all going, making sure that I'm doing what I need to do, supporting the guys, supporting flights, travel, supporting the customers' needs, getting them to the right person if need be. So that really helps, especially with me traveling or even sometimes me being hands-on fixing machines. Not too proud to just get on and support the customer.
And your British accent is great, but her British accent.
Oh, she's posh.
Yeah, it's one that Americans will definitely love.
We should have had her on here to compare the accents.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in Easter,
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. But and then you'll not bother with this one. So, so we have that support at the office that you need to make sure that the rest of us can function correctly. And then I have mechanical engineer who joined me, who used to work at the same company I worked at. And he has a very good level of experience, but also he's a good ambassador for us, and he's been really good for us.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's helped us to grow. And then we got an electrician who joined us, and again he worked in the industry, and we're very lucky to have him. Very fortunate to have him to help us grow again. And we've just recently took on another engineer. From a good base, core values, he is going to be another shining star for us.
Yeah. And just a little industry translation from across the pond. When you say engineers, you mean service technicians. For us American
Service
audiences
techs,
listening,
yeah.
It's a little bit different translation than our engineers. Just for that clarity. So we got Glenn running the show. We've got Katrina providing in-office support for our customers and the technicians in the field, and of course you. And then we have 2 mechanical service technicians and electrical service technician. And as we started this division of CMC and this office in the UK, obviously a lot of it was focused around the UK customer base, which is the main point of it and who we want to focus on. But this is becoming more of a hub for the rest of the world, right?
Correct.
As we move forward.
Correct. Certainly for Europe. We're already started, the year before and this year, we've already started utilising our service team, going over there, helping out. And it's like anything else. Once the customer starts knowing, hey, they're there, they're going to start, and you start building those relationships, and they understand things change, and we now are having this more local support. We're a flight away. We can even
a whole lot shorter flight away.
Yeah, a lot shorter flight away. Yeah. The time zones were a lot quicker to react, and even just knowing what the issue from the customer is and understanding it a bit more to get the information that when our skill set of our team in the US is here with the knowledge they've got to go, hey, there's this problem, but hey, guess what? This, and this is what we heard and what we're finding. That gives us an advantage in speed to respond back to our customers, and that's been acknowledged by a lot of who I deal with. Have said, no, this is much better. This is much better that you can be here to support us.
Yeah, and it's feedback we've gotten from our customer base for many, many years, and just we didn't know how to pull the trigger, and then, like I said earlier, COVID kind of forced us to, and then of course you with your skill set kind of landed in our lap at the right time. But it's definitely one of those things that any customer base anywhere around the world, they want it as easy and as convenient as possible. And we did a really good job. Like, we still here to this day is like, you can supply us parts locally, but I don't know how you'll do much faster than what you're doing from America. So that's because that's something that we've always pride ourselves on. But, just that in the back of my mind, if I'm in the customer, in the back of my mind, I know that I've got a team of support when I need it and if I need it, that can help me at any time of day, and especially if I'm ahead. It's early morning, I get into the office, things creep up. Well, I know I've got somebody on my time
zone to call.
Which is always a good thing. So how are you finding the market, and let's just focus on the UK with this question. How you find the market in the UK?
It's been hard. It's been a bit difficult. But that said, a lot of customers are forward thinking and are saying, well, how can we get our machines prepared, ready for if things pick up and we get busy again, how can we look after our machines? So that's been good because we started doing a lot of, because we're boots on the ground, we can offer a service. So that's what we've been doing, really busy doing servicing, and actually conversions. We've been really busy on conversions.
Yeah, so conversions, for just a translation of that, of course, America, we call them conversions as well, but just to explain, is that's the machine left CMC as one type of machine, and then we're changing it to something else, and that can vary in complexity.
Correct.
But yeah, you've been doing quite a bit of conversion work.
A lot of, I get quite excited about this because this is one thing, having that boots on the ground, me there, and a certain skill level, that I've been using it to go into our customers, to support them individually, to say, hey, we're here. I'm a subject matter expert on machines, and I have all this backup of CMC, and I'm here. What are you working on? What's your issues? What are you struggling on? Talk to me. What can we do to help you? And it's confidential. As you know, every single one of our customers is separate. We don't talk about it. But what are you doing specifically that we could help with new technology or existing technology that you might not even thought about? And we have genuinely saved companies quite some significant money. Yeah. And also with that, it's a win-win for both sides, because then they go, hey, well, let's do that conversion. We've proven it now. We know we're going to make this money. Let's do this investment on it. So what a win-win. So I've enjoyed that.
I think y'all aren't immune to what we've seen for the rest of the world, and we see it in America. And we had a visitor in here today from a different industry altogether, and he said this exactly, is that it's becoming harder and harder to find people, and especially
that's exactly what I was about to say, was the expertise. You can't find that. You know, we're customers here are struggling to find it, and I'm sure over there it's
hard.
It's the same way. It's just it's a generational thing, that a lot of that generation that grew up working on those machines, for whatever reason, the next generation hadn't taken that up, and so it's almost a lost art. And so y'all are meeting a need there that needs to be met for your customers as well.
Yeah, and how valuable of a skill set that you can bring as an extension to their team and fill in the gaps of.
They may not have as big of a team, and it's
right.
You know, y'all doing the conversion frees them up to work on something else. It gives them more capacity in their labor force as well.
It does, but it gives the customer the confidence that, do you know what? Next time I need to buy a machine, I've got this guy who's supporting us and helped us run their business. You know, I really enjoy that, working with the customer and seeing that.
And you've done a good job. I mean, it's like any relationship, it takes time to build trust and build your worth. And I think that's the biggest thing I've seen from your team, and how we've begun to get that momentum going in the UK. And as you spoke to previously, moving on into Europe, get that momentum going in Europe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next is, you just kind of build little small bites at the elephant.
It builds trust, and people start to trust you more, and see the good work that you do, and it just kind of is a snowball effect when you start that, like Zach was saying, taking bites at a time.
And they just get used to you being there. Hey, who was that guy again? Oh, I can't remember his name. But when you're there and you're more you're interacting with these guys, it just becomes natural. It just becomes natural. They go, oh, call them back in again. That's who I need to reach to.
And that's the luxury we had over here, is our customer base is 30 minutes down the road, so it's a drive away. So you can be in front of somebody in the drop of the hat. So it's helped you guys have helped our presence over there, because just like here, now we're a drive away and you can be in front of a customer, and it's a whole lot better to be working through issues or seeing what customers need when you can meet with them face to face versus over the phone. When you can walk the plant and see the stuff going on in the plant, it makes a big difference.
I think so.
Absolutely. Another thing that you all are starting to implement that I really like, and I think speaking to some of these pain points of our customers, is these service agreements and things like that, where we can either, help them on a routine basis of some sort of frequency or some sort of preventative maintenance type agreement, but it's once again, you're going in there saying, hey, we're an extension of your team, and how can we help make your product better, your team's life easier, and your assets perform to the level that you've expected them to perform and expect them to perform moving forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. We are the OEM, at the end of the day, and we've been going and doing that service now with a number of people that, well, let's just do it by the hour, let's go that way, and now they're seeing the fruit of that and how well it's actually improved their process reliability. They've gone higher up leadership, naturally go, well, where's our service package? What we're going to get from this? And then, yeah, it's just growing. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I mean, it's been a difficult year, but it's been a good year for looking at alternatives.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is our bread and butter. We've talked about it on this podcast before, is new machines, right? That's what CMC was built on. That's how we progress forward. And thankfully, from a corporate level, we've done pretty well this year, especially towards the end of the year. But, it has been a little bit economically, it's been a little bit challenging of a time. And I think that's what your team especially has done a really good job of is, okay, let's, new machine sales will come back at some point, no doubt, especially with how you all take care of customers and how the machines perform. But where can we now slide in to continue to be a partner with our customers outside of just new machine sales? Absolutely. And I think that then leads to them, when the time comes for new machine sales, then it's going to put CMC and the CMC UK team at the top of the list, because you've been there through the good times, the slow times, the normal times, whatever it may be. So,
and it helps us too, really with boots on the ground there, really see what trends are going on in the UK as well. And not only, I know we're able to service them and all that, but you're able to be there day to day to really see how the UK market's moving. We've talked about economically and different things like that, and it's been a down year, but what are you seeing from the UK as far as the trends are going? Maybe as far as design trends go, what are you seeing from customers over there?
So what I say is we in the UK always play catch up, almost like fashion, American fashion.
Yeah.
We're always catching up a little bit after. And I think certainly from Infinity carpet towel design products, we're now going into color point, and customers are really looking at that. And one customer in particular, the new CEO of that business, I'm really quite impressed with that guy, because he's looking at it and it's not saying, well, this is just how we've always done it. He's looking at, well, okay, let's look at not how we've done it before. And he's been doing a lot of development with his team on Colour Point here, and that's exciting, because he's not just looking at it, he's also thinking further ahead. Well, what's after that?
Right.
And that's where we should be. Don't just accept we're here, because I went to NeoCon.
Yep.
And I was so blown away.
That's a commercial trade show in
Chicago. In Chicago.
Mostly showing carpet tile for the corporate sector. So a little color there. Go ahead.
Thank you. And I was just blown away with just the creativity that the US have in the design team.
That's always been one of our favorite shows we talk about, just because of what our customer base is showing, and just the creativity that they are expressing in that show is always exciting to see, in what they've done and how they're continuing to evolve the machines that they've had for so many years.
The aesthetics that they've been creating.
Yeah. And to add a little color to what you're saying, the design trends are now in the UK, and what you're seeing, they're playing a little bit of catch up to what the US trends are. Back up a little bit, just to add a little bit more color to that, and explain to maybe for listeners out there what the UK market was like before. Now that they're obviously now getting into Color Point, but what was the market like in the UK before?
So we're always residential is just cut pile. Yeah. What shade do you want this year? Great products. Let's not that there's a lot of companies out there. Like one of them we talked about before about how we're going to improve their process reliability, but also make some really very good.
The UK has some really well run carpet companies who are doing their products and their manufacturing very efficiently.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And, just that journey, seeing that with them, as I said before, that's been a really good team journey. I've enjoyed working with them on that. But yeah, it's been cut pile, loop pile, infinity, textured, a little bit of textured loop, and we have a good number of companies, the American-owned companies, some UK-owned companies over there doing some nice products, but there's a lot more potential. There's where they can go to, and do you know, there's an element that maybe we can help them by exposing them to what we can offer, what is out there different. Do they know? That's what we need to look at as well. How can we better communicate what we offer? Right. That's something I think we need to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well,
Zach, before we get out of the door here, you and Will might not know this, but Glenn and I, we've gotten together and we want to have a little fun here at the end of the podcast.
Ayo.
And I figured with Glenn here,
okay.
what better time than to test our UK slang term knowledge?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Glenn,
I think we're ready.
Glenn, I feel like you've prepared me for this with all your crazy sayings that I've heard over time.
Yeah,
And
some of those
along-
might not be UK slang.
Along with Will's help. How many are there, Andrew?
So here's how it's going to work. I'm calling this the Know Your Onions with Glen Sweeney.
Oh,
So Know Your Onions is a UK slang phrase.
What does that mean?
Yeah, just go ahead and take a guess. This isn't part of it. What does Know Your Onions mean?
Know your stuff.
Yeah. I agree. I agree
Yeah.
with my teammate. Know your stuff.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, where we've got this.
Oh,
So
one
this-
for one, baby.
So this is Know Your Onions with Glen Sweeney.
All
We've
right.
got 15 words or phrases here. You guys have to work as a team, you guys being Will and Zach, to get 10 out of 15. And if you get 10 out of 15, you're Know Your Onions certified by Glenn.
All right. Glenn loves him a certification.
do we get a gelée?
So
You can get a Julie.
I'm going to read them off, and then Glenn will be the ultimate judge of
All right.
is it good enough to get a correct or incorrect.
You can be fair. I mean, if it's way off, don't be lenient on us.
So number 1.
All right.
Jumper.
Here we go.
Jumper. What is a jumper?
I know this one.
Zach must know.
A jumper is clothing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a jacket.
Yeah, jacket.
It's like a sweater.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Jacket.
Oh, come on.
Sweater.
Jackets we zip up.
Yeah, all these British folk trying to be prim and proper out here.
I actually, if we're being fair, we didn't get that one.
Oh, we're going to say no.
I think we
I'm
got it.
going to be.
The judge.
Listen, he's tough on me. I'm going to be tough on you.
Come on now. But I agree. We didn't get that one.
0 for 1.
So I did not know that one. I was real confident.
Number 2 is cracking or kraken.
Cracking.
Cracking.
Is it like, hold on, we're talking through this and then we'll submit our final answer. I'm thinking it's like crack on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
Or is it like, that's a cracking good time?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
I think it's cracking means it's like you're enjoying yourself or it's been a good experience or
Yeah.
something like that.
That was a cracking experience at Topgolf.
I mean, I feel like we're on like a
I'll give you that one because that's what it is. It's a cracking idea. It's a good idea. Having a good time.
see.
Ah,
we
I'll
need
give you that
we
one.
need like spelling bee questions we can ask for
use
these.
it in
Can
a
we get
sentence.
yeah.
yeah? Can you spell it for us?
All right, number 3. I'm going to keep rolling through them here. Pish posh.
Pish posh.
Pish posh. And Glenn, if I'm pronouncing these
No,
incorrect
that's
at
good.
any point.
So posh is like very fancy but what's pitch?
Pish posh is like,
Either or?
or that's pish posh. I feel like
Like
You see what I'm
explain that
saying?
more.
like that's just pish posh. Like when somebody says something to you, you're annoyed. You're like, that pish posh.
All right, we submit that final answer.
I'm glad you trusted Will. That is correct.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Very well. Atta Will.
go.
2 for 3. All right, number 4. Torch. What is a torch?
Flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
let's
go.
get
Good one. Number 5.
I've heard that one already.
Plaster. What is a plaster?
Okay, plaster.
I've kind of ordered them here too. That in my opinion, they get increasingly more difficult.
Oh, great. So like, when you in the US we use
Plastered
plaster,
or
like you
plaster?
get plastered. You use too much to drink.
No. Come on, Zach. You must know this one.
Plaster. Can we phone a friend?
What do we want to phone a friend? I mean, why not? Call
Do you want
somebody
to call
up?
somebody?
Or can you give us? Oh, actually, let's do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Can you give us 4 options of what it could mean?
No, that's too hard.
We I can't split down 50-50. We've got no.
We're gonna say you
options.
can either phone a friend or you're gonna lock in a guess.
Yeah, phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
Well, let's phone Glenn. I have no clue. What
Okay,
that
Let's ask
I'll-
Archie.
Can I give him a?
Maybe use it in a sentence that's not too
Yeah.
obvious or something.
So I have a cut on my arm.
Oh, Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
There you go. It's too easy.
Ah.
All right, let's these next
A
few.
plaster is a Band-Aid?
Yeah.
Well, how do y'all even come? Okay, anyways.
So this isn't a 20-minute segment. This next few, let's start rolling in some quick answers. Number 6 is ramble.
Rambling.
Like you
is
keep going
rambling?
on
Yeah,
and
on
on
and on, rambling on.
Like I'm up here talking and I'm just saying the same things over and over again. I'm rambling.
Also, that's the U.S. version.
That's also a UK
But that's the correct version.
But a ramble is like going for a hike.
No.
We're saying no.
We're gonna lose.
What in the? These?
No, you've only missed 2. You can miss
No,
one.
I'm going to give you that one because it's
Oh,
a
we're
it's a
doing
dual. It's a dual.
Okay.
Yeah. So when people ramble,
so you're trying to be
rambling
tricky
on.
on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7 is knackered.
Tired.
Not tired.
You
Yeah.
knew that. One.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard you use that one.
Yeah, I've heard that this week.
Number 8, bobby. What is a bobby? Is that correct?
Bobby.
A Bobby.
Even he doesn't know.
Bobby.
Our resident
We might skip that
British.
one. Here, we'll skip that.
Yeah,
one.
fellow.
no. Do that one.
Do that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know, how are we supposed to know?
I knew it. Go on.
He knew it after he looked it up.
Here, I won't. This will be a bonus. If you miss it, it won't count against you. If you get it,
Bobby.
it'll count.
Bobby. Can you spell this?
B-O-B-B-Y.
Like how you. Yeah, the name.
Oh, like
Sounds
the
like what we'd call a thingamajigga or something.
name. A not smart person.
Well,
Well,
Some people might
might
think
think that. No. They're on the beat.
They're what?
Somebody's on the beat. You know what the beat means?
On the run.
No. Police officer.
Oh.
police officer. So that'll be. We won't count that against you.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was
That was a
ridiculous.
tough one.
That was tough.
I had to look it up.
Number 9.
So
is,
you didn't know.
Number 9 is chuffed.
That means
Chuffed.
satisfied, full or satisfied.
100%. Congratulations.
How'd you know that one?
Well done.
I know. I've heard that one before.
He's always chuffed.
He is
Number-
so much more world class than me.
Number 10, skint.
Like when you fall down, you skin your knee.
I skint my
I skinned my
knee.
knee.
That
I need a Band-Aid.
I skint it
I
up.
need a plaster.
Skint.
That was the redneck version of.
Is that like a? I'm trying to think how to. Skint. Is that like a?
Man?
I don't know. Like a.
All right, you got 5 seconds to lock in an answer. I'm giving you a no.
I'm out.
Like a quick run.
Nope.
Eh.
Nope. Should I give him an idea?
If you're feeling generous, go for it.
I can't really pay for that. I'm a bit skint at the moment.
Oh,
So you're a bit, a little
no
bit
money.
what's
No, tight.
tight.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah, money's
tight.
tight.
Money's tight.
Okay, I guess we'll give it to him.
Bobby skint is needed a plaster.
Hey, I like my answer better for the
That's
record.
funny.
Number 11 is Moorish.
Oh, so this one I know because Glenn has actually used this one with me before while we've been in England. And I told him at the time that's the only crazy English word that I actually like. And Moorish means I want more of it. So we were actually eating cinnamon twists from a Taco Bell, and he had never had them. And I'm like, you've got to try cinnamon twists from Taco Bell. So he's eating them. He's like, oh, these are Moorish. And I'm like, what? He's like, the Moorish. And I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, you want more of it. I'm like, I like that
There
word.
you go.
All right, got it. Number 12.
How was my British accent, Glenn?
Rather good.
It was good, Bobby.
Number 12 is cheesed off.
Oh, ticked
Ticked off.
You're mad.
Yeah, give you
Yeah,
that one.
All right.
13, bugger all.
Like bugger off.
2 words, Buggerall.
Oh, all.
Bugger all. Is that like forget all or
Forget y'all. Like I'm done with you. Forget that.
I've got nothing. I've got bugger all.
Oh,
I'm gonna say y'all didn't get that one. I'm
no,
sorry.
That's fine.
I would agree with that.
All right, we've got
We
3
weren't even
no's,
close.
so you need one of these last 2 to be
All right, here we go,
certified.
Will.
Know your
Lock
onions.
in, Will.
14, hole in the wall.
Oh, so like, all right. So when we say hole in the wall, it's like a bar
Dive.
like a dive. Like, it's in a weird spot or a random spot or not really that nice. And so it's like a bar that you go in. It's kind of like a hole in the wall, not fancy, but
It's not the American meaning. I'll say that.
well, I'd assume that.
We'd just go with pub if that was the case. Hole in the wall.
I'm not skint, but I need to go to the hole in the wall to get some cash.
Oh, ATM.
ATM.
Wow.
All right, last one just for bonus then, I guess. Toodle pip.
A what?
Toodle
pip.
Toodle pip.
See you later.
Yay!
Yeah,
there
it's
we
like
go.
toodles. Yeah.
We're
All right.
onion certified.
Yeah, they're Know Your Onion certified.
Are we really?
I guess it's up to
I
them.
was quite impressed, to be honest.
There was no easy ones like what is the
No.
boot or the lift or the toilet.
Or the loo.
I didn't put those. Those were obvious. I didn't put
Well,
those in there.
and we needed a little bit more help, but I appreciate it.
That was pretty tough.
Those were tough.
They were tough.
But hopefully our audience has learned some British slang as well. The more you know. I think that's a good outro to say thanks for joining in for another episode of Tuft Talk by Card-Monroe. We hope that you've enjoyed our international flavor to this episode. Once again, just a reminder that you can find us on all the normal podcast means, whether that's Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube. You can find all these links to our episodes on our social media. Once again, thanks for joining us. Until next time. Hit the note bell.